hundreds of people took to the streets of Los Angeles, marking the first anniversary of President Donald Trump's second term, to protest his administration's immigration policies. The demonstration, held at a busy intersection near Venice Beach, drew a diverse crowd of activists, families, and first-time protesters. They carried signs reading "La Melts Eyes" and "Free America" while chanting "Eyes, Eyes out of La," calling attention to what they say are the harmful effects of federal immigration enforcement. Among the crowd was Luis Lizarraga, attending his first protest. "The message we want to support is just bringing people together," he said. "Right now, ICE is not doing that. They're ripping families apart, and that's not something I want to stand for." His words echoed the sentiment of many participants who see the ongoing immigration crackdown as tearing apart communities and families across the nation. The Los Angeles protest was part of a larger wave of nationwide demonstrations. From the East Coast to the West, and in cities both large and small, activists, labor unions, and grassroots organizations staged rallies to oppose aggressive immigration policies. Protesters highlighted the trauma caused by raids, detentions, and deportations, calling on the government to respect human rights and uphold constitutional protections. Tensions have been particularly high following a recent fatal shooting in Minneapolis, where a 37-year-old US citizen named Renee Good was killed during a federal immigration operation. The incident has sparked widespread outrage and intensified calls for accountability. Many Americans have expressed concern over what they see as excessive force and a lack of transparency in immigration enforcement actions. Protesters across the country have also raised concerns about the conditions in detention centers, especially for children and families. They argue that policies targeting immigrant communities not only separate families, but also instill fear in entire neighborhoods. These concerns were clearly visible at the Los Angeles protest, where speakers shared stories of personal experiences, family members affected by deportations, and the emotional toll of ICE operations. While the demonstrations have been peaceful, the energy on the streets was palpable. Chants echoed down Venice Beach, and the crowd waved banners demanding justice, equality, and human treatment for immigrants. Many participants emphasized that the protests were not just about one administration, but about the larger need to protect vulnerable communities and ensure that federal agencies act responsibly and with accountability. For many, the anniversary protests also served as a reminder of civic engagement. First-time demonstrators, students, and long-time activists came together to show that public opposition to policies perceived as unjust can still have an impact. Organizers encouraged participants to stay engaged, vote, and continue advocating for reforms to immigration enforcement practices. As the day came to a close, protesters in Los Angeles hoped their message would resonate far beyond the city's streets. They wanted to make it clear that opposition to these policies is strong, persistent, and growing. For them, the protests are about more than just opposing ICE, they're about standing for justice, protecting families, and reminding the country that the human impact of immigration policies cannot be ignored. In cities across the United States, similar demonstrations continue to highlight the struggles faced by immigrant communities, underscoring the ongoing national debate over enforcement, human rights, and the future of immigration policy. And in Los Angeles, as signs were packed away and chants faded into the evening air, one thing remained certain: the movement for accountability and human treatment of immigrants is far from over.